y'all, and happy Sunday, and welcome to Women of a Particular Age podcast, where we discuss women's views, life lessons, and a little bit of sugar honey iced tea. Y'all, it is a beautiful Sunday. Now, keep this in mind. You guys don't get this till Wednesday. So don't be saying she's saying Sunday and it's Wednesday. It records on Sunday, we put it out on Wednesday. So I say happy Sunday. Happy post International Women's Day. We can't have a women's podcast without recognizing the women. Okay. So listen, before we get started, please like, share, and subscribe. JollyStudios@gmail.com. www.jollystudios.com. Folks, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful week. Okay. I hope you had a wonderful week. It was a good week for me. Got a lot of things done as far as personal things for me, as far as at my job. So listen, anytime a week that is completed, we got a couple of days off. I know tomorrow is Monday, but it's all good. Thank God for a job. Thank God for resources. Even if you don't work, thank God for the resources. That's what I say. All right. So before we get started, what do? You better act like you know. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Get on down. All right, so let me stop playing. All right, so I wanted to talk about this subject because it was something that came up at church today. When I go to church, I go to a really big church where we have about five different locations. And at my particular church, there's a couple of us, we sit in the same area every Sunday. We love rejoicing with one another. We love talking about each other's weeks, and we love talking about our pros and cons and some of the things that we deal with. And this was the subject that came up today. Keep it pushing. I know you're like, oh man, here she goes. She about to be rude. No, it's nothing like that. All right. So, and I'm going to give you an example of some of the things that some people said. These are just examples. If you have a friend that lets you down, or maybe you let them down, or sometimes relationships that just don't work out. And that could be friendships or, romantic relationships. You ever said something to offend somebody and you're so adamant about it, you thought it was right, but it wasn't right. Or, maybe there's been a time that you've been untruthful or disrespectful or dishonest. That's why I picked the term of keep it pushing. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm being mean or being nasty by saying that. And I don't mean keep it pushing like, okay, I did that, get out of here. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that there's times that we don't show up right. We don't show our best selves. Or we're just not perfect people. And I'm learning in my little life of 54 now how to hold space for people. I don't think a lot of people understand. I don't know how it is for some people, but I grew up as an only child. My brother passed away when he was very young. And I will talk about that sometime in the podcast later on to come. And when you grow up by yourself, it's a different dynamic than you having siblings. So a lot of people don't get it when you're an only child. It's different. It's just a different thing. And it was really different when I was an only child and I was just raised by my mom. It was just me and her. So there's a lot of things that I'm learning now. And I'm really learning to make sure that I hold space for people, make sure that I'm being very forgiving of people, hoping that they're forgiving of me. And if they're not, my way of saying keep it pushing is I'm cognizant of that. It didn't happen. Okay. What happens is when people are growing at different stages of the game. That's why we have to say we have to hold space for them because I could be here, you could be there, or vice versa. So until we get here or until we get close to that, we got to hold space for people. Just none of us are not perfect. I'm not perfect. Okay. And as I continue to grow and get better, look it, I'm going to just continue to be a better human. That's all I want to be is a better human out of all of this, really. Okay. Be a better human. All right. So, y'all, let me tell you something. Now, you guys know that every time, okay, every time I come on here, I always have a movie or a documentary or something for you, right? We have something like that for you. So let me tell you guys, I watched a movie this weekend, and then I'm also involved in a series that I'm watching. So let's talk about the movie first, which is Sugar Mama. And this movie is on Tubi. Let me find a picture of this movie for you, okay? Give me a moment. Because I'm a lady, I'm an older woman, okay? There we are. Y'all, this is Sugar Mama, okay? This movie is an hour and 34 minutes. It is a thriller. And let's give you a description of it, okay? A college student finds himself at the center of a wealthy businesswoman's deadly scheme. Don't worry, we going to get to it in a minute. We're going to get to it in a minute, okay? Let me go ahead and shout out all the stars. I want to get their names right. There is Natasha Rose, Hebrate Hodges, Leah Shanti Thompson, Three Pinnock, Joseph Curtis Callender, Karen Caesar, Raquel Davies, and Julie Kendall. I wanted to make sure I got all of those names right. Y'all, let me tell you about this movie. This movie to me was a typical Tubi movie. Whatever that means to you, that's what it means to you. What I love about it is there's a lot of African American folks on there who are being allowed to show their talent on here. And I actually like this movie. I think the only thing that trips me up about this movie is the name is very, very misleading. It's very misleading. I know you think that this movie is about this young man hooking up with this older woman and something happens. Sexually, listen, I'm going to tell you, it's going to look one way from the beginning to the middle. And then you're going to get to the middle towards the end, and then it's going to look another way. So trust me, if you want to see a nice little movie, it's only what, an hour and 34 minutes. See some black folks in here act up, but really show their talent. And it's a cool little thriller. You guys go ahead and check Tubi out. I was very surprised. I liked it. I thought it was a trip. I liked everybody's acting in here. I liked who they picked to play the actors and the actresses. And I thought it was great. I didn't have a problem with it at all. So Tubi, we appreciate you. We see you. We see you what you're doing. Okay? All right. So now, let's talk about a series that I've been watching. Okay? I've been watching it and it's been wonderful. I used to watch the old series when someone else was doing it. Now I'm watching it because this actress is doing it. And let's talk about it. This is on CBS and on Amazon Prime, and it's Matlock. And let's find a picture for you. Y'all, look at Kathy Bates. Come on, y'all. Anybody knows if you've seen Kathy Bates films? I'm sorry, forgive me. I can't think of the name of that film where she used like some type of a hammer to break this man's ankles. But child, that movie, ever since that one, she's a mess. So let's give you a description of the series, okay? Matlock was developed by Jeannie Schneider Ehrman and draws from the original Matlock television series, which starred Andy Griffith, but with a gender flip lead character played by Kathy Bates. You guys, let me tell you guys something. Kathy Bates does a really, really good job in this series. She really convinces you that she is a lawyer. And let me give you the backstory. So that way, if you want to go see it, you might want to go see it. It's really good. All right. So what happened is Kathy Bates was a retired lawyer. She had a daughter who had a drug problem, and her daughter passed away due to that problem. She is now the grandmother of a young son. But her and her husband is still mourning the daughter and really just angry about how things went. And I guess from digging into this whole case of how the daughter passed away, They stumbled upon this law firm that had something to do with covering up the medication that the daughter was taking. You guys, Kathy Bates really plays a really good character in here. She is the older lawyer in here. She is the one that brings wisdom to the role. If they need her to be a grandmother or a woman of wisdom, in this role, she is so good. Oh, she's so good. She's really, really good. And I'm going to tell you something. Let's talk about the other characters because it's not just Kathy Bates, okay? You also have Sky P. Marshall. You have Jason Ritter, which is the son of John Ritter of Three's Company. Come and knock on my door. And then you have David Lee Rio and Leah Lewis. I'm going to tell you something. This is a really, really cute series. It really does delve into real life situations. I really do like it, and I love seeing Kathy Bates. So if you guys have a chance to see it, once again, Matlock comes on CBS and it comes on Amazon Prime. Okay? So folks, I'm going to get off of here. And you want to know why? Because the Sunday is young. There is still things to do. And y'all already know. For me tomorrow, I got to go to work. Okay? So, but I am going to thank you for listening to me. Please like, share, and subscribe. jollystudios@gmail.com. www.jollystudios.com. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week and have a good one. Peace.